Alright, what is going on, folks? Phantom Anime Reviewer here, back again on the channel for the first time in a long time. So what is going on, folks? It is now officially October 14th, Monday. It's early morning Monday. It's a little past 1 a.m., so it is officially Monday, October 14th of 2024. So I want to go ahead and do this video because this has kind of been a reoccurring video, if you will. Now that we are here in a new season, we got, of course, the fall of 2024 season anime have officially dropped. You know, they've been airing for like the last 2 weeks now, since the beginning of October. And yours truly, of course, I've gotten into the swing of getting into these some of these new fall anime after wrapping up some, a good majority of the summer 2024 anime that I was watching. And so, with this video, I'm here to give you guys a list, as you can see, of the fall 2024 anime that I am currently following and that I will be following for the remainder, for the duration of for the rest of the year and for the rest of the season. And so, like I said before, this is something that I've done. These sorts of videos I've done on this channel for quite some time now, since really like late last year going into the beginning of this year. So every season I will roll out a list, as you see here. I've got the list here in my journal, which I'll go down in a minute. But I make a little list, and I keep track of all the anime that I'm currently following, and then of course I keep track of, like, in terms of episodes and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much what I've done for all the seasons this year, from up to winter, the beginning of this year, to spring, to summer, and now here to fall. So so this is, again, a reoccurring video series here that I'm going to have here on the channel, and likely I'm going to continue that going into 2025 and beyond. So with that being said, without further ado, let us get into the list. As you can see, here's my fall 2024 anime list in my handy dandy journal that I wrote down. So we'll start up the top, and we'll start with the first anime that I watched, that being a series called Loner Life in Another World. Pretty standard isekai there, although the story itself and the particularly the MC himself is somewhat interesting. It's a little. Obviously, it's an isekai, fantasy, heavy on the fantasy, but quite a bit of comedy thrown in there. So it's been a fun series so far. And in case you haven't noticed, the check marks there, as you see on the top, the check marks represent episodes. So Loner Life in Another World, I've watched 2 episodes of that already so far. So then we have season 2 of an anime that aired actually earlier this year that I finished. I believe this was part of the spring 2024 anime, that being As a Reincarnated Aristocrat. I will use my appraisal skills to rise in the world. I couldn't write all that, so I just put As a Reincarnated Aristocrat season 2, and we're 3 episodes into that, with the 3rd episode airing yesterday on Sunday. And so I'm much enjoying that series, as I did season 1. So then we have a series that's fairly interesting as well, called The Most Notorious Talker Runs the Strongest Clan. I couldn't write all that again, so I shortened it to The Most Notorious Talker Runs the Clan, and we're 2 episodes into that series, and that is looking to be a fairly interesting one as well. The premise is something you don't really see every day. Well, it's kind of like, it follows the same, whole fantasy element with guilds and adventures and labyrinths and dungeon exploring, stuff like that. But with the way it kind of started, it's looking to be pretty interesting. So I'm looking to get into that. So then we get a series that I'm really very much into, and one that I think will be the Dark Horse best or better, one of the better anime of the season, and that is an anime called Let This Grieving Soul Retire. 3 episodes into that. You guys have actually seen, I've uploaded several clips of that series, well, 1 or 2 of that anime already here on the channel. You might have seen those clips, with one of the characters, that being Tino, who, well, let's just say she's let's just say she's the best girl, like at this point anyway, just based on how she, her appearance and how she is. But anyway, so that's a fun anime series with obviously, again, following the trope of fantasy, dungeon exploring and guilds and clans and stuff like that. So that's a fine series so far. So then we get to another interesting one called Tying the Knot with an Amagami Sister. This one is a little rom-com series here, a little rom-com twist thrown in here. This one is very similar, and I said this before, I mentioned this before when I talked about this on social media. This anime kind of reminds me a bit of a series that debuted, that aired last year, called Temperu. It kind of has that same spin on it, with a heavy rom-com, where a guy or a boy 17-year-old moves into a shrine with three sisters, and oh no, Taku Cat, you just have to step on my freaking thing. Come on, I'm doing a video right now, jeez. But anyway, so a 17-year-old boy moves into a temple, and where he basically ends up staying with three sisters, and then their grandfather or whatever basically states that he has to marry one of them and take over the shrine if he wants to stay there. It's, because he wants to study for, I believe he said he wanted to study to be a doctor or something like that. So yes, definitely a lot of shenanigans with this series, and we're 2 episodes into that. So then we get to another series that a lot of people are talking about, and it looks to be one of the highlight anime, one of the more popular anime of the season, called Dandadan. And I'm telling you, man, 2 episodes in, this anime is freaking crazy. Like, it is all over the place. You got aliens and ghosts and paranormal and occult, and freaking the main characters are freaking, it's just crazy. It's just all over the place. Like, this anime series is like tailor-made for Adult Swim. Let's just put it that way. So if you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. And I wish Otaku Cat would not stand on my freaking while I'm trying to do the video here. So then we get 65 or 365 Days to the Wedding, another decent little series there, from what I've seen, the 2 episodes in. Another kind of romance comedy, with the basis being that 2 co-workers end up having to like fake, basically they fake, or they plot to fake, their marriage or whatever, so that they don't have to basically be forced to move to Alaska, pretty much. And so yeah, that's a fun little series so far as well. So then we get to another interesting one called Negative Positive Angler. 2 episodes into that. This one is actually about fishing, believe it or not. I didn't think, I never thought that I would watch an anime about fishing, but here we are. But 2 episodes into that, and it seemingly, based on what I've seen so far, it kind of comes off as like a deep slice of life in a way anime series, and got a little bit of intrigue into that one. So I'm liking what I've seen so far. Then we get to another fantasy series called Goodbye Dragon Life. That one's looking pretty decent as well. Let me just run down the rest of these. I don't want to spend too much time talking about each one, but if I get around to doing some reviews of these, or first impressions of these, I'll talk more about I'll get more in depth in talking about them. But anyway, Goodbye Dragon Life looks interesting as well. And then another one that I think is very underrated so far, and I think it's going to be good, Mecha Ude, or Mechanical Arms. I don't know why they didn't put Mecha Ude, but it is what it is. But 2 episodes into that one's looking pretty good. The animation is quality, and it's looking to be quite the interesting sci-fi mech series there. So then we get to the first sports anime that I've watched in quite some time, that being Blue Box. And so that one's obviously romance comedy, sports element, school life element thrown in there. So that one's pretty solid. Then we get Trillion Game, one of the more unique series of the list, and for a multitude of reasons, and so I'm enjoying that one. So then we go over here to this side. We got another season of Blue Exorcist, Beyond the Snow Saga. This of course comes a few months after the last season aired, which was a part of the spring anime, that being the Shimane Illuminati Saga. Now we get Beyond the Snow Saga, so 2 episodes into that. Then we get another fantasy-type series called The Healer Who Was Banished from His Party Is, in Fact, the Strongest, and I shortened it there, obviously. 2 episodes into that. Then we get another neat little rom-com series, a pretty wholesome series called You Are a Miss Servant, where basically the premise is that a boy is basically met, or a maid pretty much comes to his place, and kind of comes out of nowhere and basically offers to be his servant or whatever have you, and it turns out she's actually like an assassin, or she was an assassin, but now she's a maid. So yeah, but despite the premise, it is a pretty wholesome series so far. So then we got one of the more controversial anime titles, and you'll see why. It's called, well, it's not really controversial, it's just based on the title and just based on the times. It's called If My Wife Became an Elementary School Student. Now, I know how the title looks, but basically it follows the premise of a family, a man and a woman and their daughter, who the woman ended up passing away, and then she ends up years later being reincarnated as her 10-year-old self, and she basically regains her memories and then comes back to kind of help her late husband and their daughter, who is now 22, cope life, go on or basically move on without her. Pretty much that's pretty much the premise of that. So then we get a short series, Hamadashi Creative. I think I'm pretty sure that's going to be a short series. Each episode is only like 3-4 minutes long, so little short series there. Not too much going on there. Then we get a Terrified Teacher at Ghoul School. One episode so far with that. That actually dropped a few days ago, and that one kind of reminds me of one episode in, and it looks to be a fun, obviously a fun kind of different little series there. Reminds me very much of Welcome to Demon School or Aruma-kun, also a little bit of a Rosario Vampire without the ecchi. And then finally, we got an anime series that just released 2 days ago called Demon Lord 2099. So that one looks to be interesting as well, with all the sci-fi and the kind of cyberpunk, style environment, whatever have you, and the premise is certainly interesting as well. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. There's my list. This is the list of the fall 2024 anime that I'm currently watching. And so I'll just run through all of them really quickly. We got Loner Life in Another World, As a Reincarnated Aristocrat Season 2, The Most Notorious Talker Runs the Strongest Clan, Let This Grieving Soul Retire, Tying the Knot with an Amagami Sister, Dan Da Dan, 365 Days to the Wedding, Negative Positive Angler, Goodbye Dragon Life, Mecha Ude Mechanical Arms, Blue Box, Trillion Game, Blue Exorcist Beyond the Snow Saga, The Healer Who Was Banished from his party is in fact the strongest, You're a Miss Servant, If My Wife Became an Elementary School Student, Hamadashi Creative, A Terrified Teacher at Ghoul School, and Demon Lord 2099. And in addition to these, there's 2 anime that I'm watching from the summer 2024 anime that are continuing on through this season. 2.5 Dimensional Seduction, which is one of my top, one of my favorites from that season, or from last season. That is continuing, obviously. That's going to have obviously 20 plus episodes. And then the other one, which is I'm surprised is continuing, is what was it called? Tasuketsu. Yeah, that's right. Tasuketsu Fate of the Majority. So those 2 anime from the 2024 summer anime, and as you can see, here's the list right here. As you can see, I got all the ones that I watched checked off, and so we got Tasuketsu Fate of the Majority and 2.5 Dimensional Seduction. Those are the ones I'm still watching from that, and so add it to the list of these ones here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then you add those other 2, that's 21. So 21 anime I'm watching this season. And so, yeah, it looks to be a fun so far. It is a... these anime that I've been watching so far have been good, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. So I think this is going to be a fun season for anime as we pretty much go into the fall months here, and we cap off the end of the year, these last couple of months into 2024 as we head into 2025. And so I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying watching these anime, and I will continue to do so. And so hope you all enjoy them as well, for those of you who are watching some of these titles. But anyway, that's all I got to say for that. So that'll do it for my list here. So thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, give me your thoughts on my list here. If you guys are watching any of these anime titles, let me know. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think of them. And be sure to subscribe to the channel, man, if you haven't already. Appreciate all the support I can get. And like I said before, I'm going to try to get back to doing more content here. I want to get some, Phantom. I want to get back to doing the Phantom anime reviews, do some first impressions for these fall anime. And you'll be seeing that on the channel here very soon. And so, yeah. So that's pretty much going to do it for that. So thanks for watching once again. Till next time, Phantom anime reviewer signing off, and see you guys later. I'm out. Peace.